Can you feel the difference in temperature between here and...
Yes. Somebody said it's supposed to get to 100 today.
Are you the last one, Doctor?
Yeah.
Can you all hear me? We're in Chorazin. Unfortunately, the ancient synagogue is closed. They're doing renovations. We cannot go inside. But this is an ancient synagogue. It doesn't go back to the time of Jesus. This is a 3rd and the 4th century synagogue. Means about 300, 400 years after Jesus. And it is made out of what? What kind of stone?
Basalt.
Basalt. Well, we said basalt, volcanoes in the Golan Heights, and Jurassic limestone. Any geologist here? No? Once I had a phone call from a woman who said that my husband is a geologist and we want to come for a tour in the Golan Heights. I said, oh my God, when are you coming? How much time do I have to prepare? It's geology, it's very hard. So she said, we're coming in 4 months. I said, okay, I'll have time to prepare myself. I read every book that I could. I read 3 books. I didn't even understand everything. I called a geologist. The day I prepared myself, the big day arrived. The guy came. I met them. I got them into their car. And the first thing he says, you know, I'm a geologist. I'm sick of geology. I don't want to hear anything about geology. No. We said that Jesus came back, or the Holy Family came back to Nazareth. They lived in Nazareth. Jesus was around 6 years old. He grew up in Nazareth until the age of 30. He was reading in a synagogue in Nazareth, not here. Book of Isaiah that talks about the Messiah, about the Christ. He's saying to the people of Nazareth that I am the Messiah. The people of Nazareth said to Jesus, we know who you are. You are Jesus, the son of Joseph the carpenter. And they wanted to throw him from a steep hill. Jesus disappeared. Where did he go? He came to Capernaum, to Chorazin, all of these cities, all of these Jewish cities around the Sea of Galilee, where most of his preachings, most of his teachings, and most of his miracles were done in these cities. Matthew 11, Jesus cursed 3 cities. Jesus cursed 3 cities. Any idea of the names of these 3 cities? Woe to you, Chorazin, woe to you, Bethsaida, and you, Capernaum. Why did Jesus curse these 3 cities?
People saw miracles when they didn't believe.
If most of his preachings, if most of his deeds were done in these cities, and the people here did not repent, and that's why Jesus cursed these 3 cities. Believe it or not, 3 cities don't only ruins. Capernaum, the same. Bethsaida. We never ruins of. So the 3 cities that us clue. If most of his deeds were done in these cities, do we hear about Capernaum in the Bible? We hear about Capernaum. Bethsaida, less. What about Chorazin? The only time Chorazin is mentioned in the Bible is that in Matthew 11, Jesus cursed 3 cities, Chorazin, Bethsaida, and Capernaum, because the people did not repent. So if most of his miracles, most of his preachings and teachings were done in these cities, and we don't hear about them in the Bible, it's not mentioned in the Bible, it's not recorded in the Bible, many great things were done by Jesus Christ, many miracles that we don't know. We don't know about. Did you get that, everyone? So an ancient synagogue from the 3rd and from the 4th century AD after Jesus Christ. You can see a big gate in the middle, 2 small ones, one on each side. Why? Do you know? This is only during the Byzantine period, Jewish synagogues. One for entrance, the other one on the side for exit, and the middle, the big one, no one should enter through it except for the first coming of the Messiah. Of course, this was built after Jesus came, the Messiah came, but the Jews don't believe in Jesus as the Messiah. So in every synagogue during the Byzantine period, we're talking between the 4th century AD and the 6th century AD, you'll see 3 doors, 2 small ones and 1 big in the middle. An interesting thing we found here used to be inside the synagogue. They placed it here so that we can see it. Inside the synagogue on the right, just you enter, you go to the right, you'll find this seat. And this seat is called the seat of Moses. The rabbi, the teacher of the law, used to sit on this seat inside the synagogue. May I remind you, there is a verse in the Bible, and I'm going to read it for you, which is in Matthew 23, verse 1 to 3. Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, the scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat. Therefore, do whatever they teach you and follow it, but do not do as they do, for they do not practice what they teach. So this is the seat of Moses. Another interesting thing that we found inside, you'll see it on your way out, a Medusa. A Medusa is a pagan Greek god. The hair of her hair is snakes. It's all snakes. And according to the Greek mythology, whoever looks into her eyes will turn to a stone. It's a pagan god, but we found that stone inside a Jewish synagogue. Why? Well, we don't know, but most probably this stone was reused, or a pagan temple used to be here, and this stone was reused when they built the synagogue over here. Now, each synagogue should face what direction? East? Who says east? East for Americans and Canadians is a correct answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Towards Jerusalem.
But each synagogue should face Jerusalem. And Jerusalem is in the south, which is this direction. Each synagogue should face this direction, we're north of the Sea of Galilee and Jerusalem is south of the Sea of Galilee. So each synagogue should face Jerusalem. Any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
This says that it's a replica, so
This is a replica, yes.
how old would the replica be?
Replica? Replica is a new one, but the original one is in Israel, which is from the 4th century AD. All right? Yes? Let's go this way, please. When we come back, you'll see the Medusa on our left.
Watch your head, shade.
Is volcanic rock lighter than typical stone?
The limestone is the basalt. No, the basalt is harder than the limestone,
Okay.
and it's harder to carve.
Yes. Okay.
This is for people.
Yeah. See the enemies coming, or the boogers, or monsters, or whichever you
Whatever you
are
want to
afraid
call
of.
them, right?
Yeah, whatever you. Simon, do you know what's going on over there?
Where?
What kind of ceremony that is?
Regular Catholic mass.
Oh, Catholic.
Yes, yes,
I think they were offering confession.
yes. Confession. Yes.
Yeah,
I saw 5 priests.
yeah. And they were shaking their head over
Yep.
their lips as if they were hearing confession. Yeah. Back in the day when I was a priest, that's what we did.
Is that the way you did it? Okay.
I actually grew up Catholic. So.
Did you? So you know well.
An arch building. You can see they built these arches. It's much easier to make a roof up on top if you build these arches. Now, many houses that we found here, you'll see it later, they have windows down here on the wall and and windows up on top. Why do you think? Lower windows and upper windows. Yes, the
Ventilation.
ventilation system. The cold air will enter through the lower window and the hot air will go out from the upper window. The ventilation system we're talking about 1,600 years ago. All right, this way, follow me. Can you see this line? Can you see this line, everyone? What's underneath is the original. What's above it, the reconstruction, the reconstructed, all right?
So this was just a community of,
No, this was a big city time of Jesus, called Chorazin.
okay, big city.
Make sure you'll see the Medusa. This was found inside the synagogue, the Medusa. And here, all living snakes. Can you see the lower windows over there? Yes, these are the lower windows. So you have the upper windows and the lower windows.
How far would the city spread that way?
What?
How far would the city gone that way? I mean, it
Oh.
looks like there's lines of rocks.
Yes, yes.
Were walls and houses. And
It's not all of the cities excavated, but maybe another 100 or 200 meters.
Wow.
How do we know that? Okay, a question. Can you all hear me?
Yes, I can.
We're all here, I think, except for a couple.
How do we know how big the city was? First of all, excavations. Then, the bigger the synagogue is, the bigger the city is. Can you see how big the synagogue was?
Hold a lot of men.
Hold a lot of men. When we go to Capernaum, the synagogue, we're gonna see made out of 2 floors, 2 levels. So the city was much bigger. But here we have a big synagogue, which means that this city had maybe 4,000, has a population of 4,000 or 5,000 people. In ancient time, this is a big city. All right? It was destroyed and never rebuilt.